Haha! Success! I have excellent news. First off, the seats turned out great or good. There's a couple areas that aren't perfect, but overall they turned out really good. And that just goes for all of them. I haven't looked into the carpets too much. Like as I mentioned in another video, I got a lighting issue. But that's not what I'm really excited about. What I'm really excited about is all of this. That's pretty precariously put there. Anyway, one thing that's real quick that I think is kind of clever. I had to look behind it to see, but behind this little airbag, whatever, is a bolt. So I think that's clever that they hid one like that. But look at this. I knew that this is what the issue was. Unfortunately, I did have to undo the seat backs as well, but that's okay. There were only like 6 bolts. Honestly, this thing was harder, and I still don't entirely know how to work it, because this piece here I pulled out and pushed in. I still didn't want to give, but anyway, look at that. I knew it. Look how it's crossed. I knew that was why it doesn't want to retract all the way. So let's go ahead and pull it out and see if maybe... No, it's not folded in there. So literally, I fixed this, and the seatbelt is fixed. That's all the issue was. But the thing is I couldn't see behind this panel well enough to be able to know which way I needed to switch it, unfortunately. So I had to take all of this crap apart and out. But super simple fix, free as well, isn't going to cost me anything, and then it's going to work great and be safe and be perfect. So yeah. And I'm done with what I wanted to get done yesterday. Let me show you. So the interior is basically, and I say basically because as I mentioned earlier, I'm sure I'm going to be touching up areas still, but the interior is basically done. All of this is back in. It actually went back in very nicely. No loose panels, nothing like that. Oh, except for this here. That didn't quite... There we go. Popped out of its little clip there. But yeah, everything... Woo, look at that. My lens is filthy. Everything is looking good. This seatbelt works great. Now what I need to do is this driver's window. Here, I'll show you the list. The driver's window came off of the front track, so I'm going to have to take the door panel. I tried to see if I could do it without taking the door panel off. Excuse my terrible handwriting, but I'm going to have to take the door panel off to fix that. And then the shift bushings on top of the transmission are squeaky, so I need to clean and oil them. I'm going to buff the headlights, do a headlight treatment, strip off the Plastidip on those lovely wheels over there. Buff certain areas of the paint, probably just all of it, you know, spots like this especially. Excuse me. Get some paint match, and that's going to be for all of this right here and right there. And something I just now noticed is, look at that gap. I'm going to have somebody hold the base of the door while I carefully bend that in ever so slightly. So get some paint match, driver's window. I may or may not paint the door handle, meaning this one. As you can see, this door handle was replaced at some point, and it was like Plastidip with the wheels or something, and it originally is like a gold color. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. And then I put buff on there twice. I guess it really needs to be buffed. So today, going to clean and oil the shift bushings and do the driver's window. The other stuff is probably going to be done another day. But, oh, and I would like to get the wheels done because I don't really want to take pictures of it with these wheels. But hopefully today, the Mercedes, look at those filthy hands, the Mercedes is going to get done. At the bare minimum, I want to get the transmission serviced on it. at the bare minimum. I can do the cooling system flush later because it works just fine for the most part. So yeah, that all looks good. And then I think this, I don't know. I guess it is supposed to lift up, which is awful. I thought that little black spot was supposed to glue this here in place, and then you like lift it to the, oh, come on. There we go. And then you lift it that way. I thought that was a glue. I guess I'm wrong. So I actually loosened that adhesive up. That's why it stained the back so much. I loosened the adhesive up to, what I'm assuming is adhesive to do that. But anyway, yeah, so that's that. It's all back together. Well, it is pretty late at night. I've gotten that pretty much 100% done other than appearance stuff. Everything else is finished and ready to go on it. As you can see there, I just spent the last hour or so with some stripper and getting the Plastidip off. I've never Plastidiped anything. I've never had to remove Plastidip before, but let me just tell you, I will never Plastidip anything, and I don't want to remove Plastidip again. It was troublesome. I've got it all over my hands. I did spray out the floor mats for the town car again, so hopefully they come out looking good. This, unfortunately, I'm not able to get this done yet, the Mercedes, because I forgot to dump my oil catch, and when I went to O'Reilly's, I caught them 2 minutes after closing. So, not able to dump that. I'll have to do that first thing in the morning, and then that will be tomorrow's project, as well as finishing up the wheels. They turned out really good. Of course, they're all curbed to varying degrees, but you can see there's still a little bit of black in the holes for the lug nuts. A little bit there, and just kind of oddball places, you know, here and there. There's a little bit right in there. Stuff like that, but I got the bulk off, and that's what I cared about. So I'm happy with that. Hopefully those look okay on there. If not, then I'll just keep them, and I'll put the stinking, or I'll keep the hubcaps and steelies on there. I actually pressure washed the floor mats, so truly, hopefully, they are good to go. I also tried to pressure wash these things. Some people had shown how they had success with brake clean, followed by some pressure washing and wiping and stuff like that. I didn't want to wipe it, obviously. You know, I did end up wiping them all down by hand and off. Also, forgive me if I'm a little monotone. I'm definitely tired. But anyway, I won't be doing that again. All it was a waste of like 5 or 6 cans of brake clean. The reason it was like 5 or 6 is the first 2 cans. What I was going to do is try to like spray it and let it lift up that stuff as much as it could before I got to the car wash. So do that ahead of time. But the longer that brake clean sat, all it did was evaporate out of the material and leave the material just as hard as it was before. So I loaded up some cans into the Excursion. I don't have a pressure washer here, so I took it down to the car wash. Did my deed there, and didn't work. But they look okay now. I might actually fill these little things in with black. I think they might look good like that. We'll see. I don't know. They work fine. They work just fine like this, and they look 20 times better without the Plastidip. So, anyway, again, forgive the long-winded sleepiness here, but that's today's video. And like I said, I'm going to finish the wheels, finish the Mercedes, and probably get some business stuff done tomorrow. See you then.